Hi friends, welcome to the channel Web Coding with Ram. In this video, we will learn how to begin from scratch a website development in .NET MVC. In this first tutorial, I will just highlight the overall structure of MVC project and its content that is used to start a website development. So first, you should install Visual Studio and SQL Server in your PC. Here I am using SQL Server 2012 and Visual Studio 2015. Let's open the Visual Studio 2015. When the Visual Studio screen gets open, just click on the new project to begin with a new website development. So in template, Visual C Sharp, under web section, ASP.NET Web Application. ASP.NET Web Application is useful to create a website based on web forms, MVC or other web APIs. Let's give the name Pro Website. You can write any name. The location where the website, all folders, references, properties, the DLL files would be stored on this location. After clicking the OK button, a dialog box should appear. Just click on MVC and be assured that here MVC pattern is selected. Here, first I would be just showing you the basic structure of the MVC. So there is an option called empty and MVC. In this empty, here as you can see an empty project template for creating .NET application. So what does it mean? That it will just give us a platform. So we should need to put the folders, we should need to put the files in that. So that we would be doing in the next session shortly, where we would be developing a website for with a header, responsive header. So in this video, we will just see the structure, how it works, and what are the basics required. So Microsoft has given us directly an MVC template just to see how it works and what does the coding and what are these folders, how it runs. So that's why I will just show you the template. That would be useful for you to have to gain some basic knowledge for MVC. That would be useful when we will start the main concept of developing the website. So click on the OK button. It should have a ready-made template that the Microsoft has provided us. So guys, I hope you know that MVC design pattern splits an application into three main aspects: model, view and controller. Basically, MVC is a software design pattern which was introduced in 1970s. So it was not like that all into one. It was being separated and all the folders were there separately. It was not linked to each other and was not into the basic structure as we are seeing in this video. So let's begin. So here first you can see under the Solution Explorer. Come to this here Solution Explorer. Here there are all these things is being used to create the project. It is a template. Let's first run the template. So to run, just click on the Google Chrome. It's a run button. It will first view that it will first see that either there are any errors. Once successfully built, it should run on the Google Chrome. say that I would just like to tell that MVC pattern forces a separation of concerns. What it means? It means that domain, model, and controller logic are decoupled from user interface. So that's why MVC came into the existence. This is the template that the Microsoft have already developed. You can see that it's a very beautiful website and looks somewhat professional, but we can't use it since it has not that much features. If suppose you have the website, you have the requirement that is just home, about, and contact, register, and login. Only this thing is there. Then you can just edit here in this website in the view section. That you can learn. That you will surely learn how to do that in the coming session. So now let's begin with the structure of the MVC. First, when the website runs, the website should know that where it should go, where it should start, like the main class. So in MVC, there is a file called global.sh. So this is the file global.sh. It comes under the application underscore start. Basically, application underscore start is a void function and it informs the various CS files like filter config, root config, and bundle config. These are the default configs required to develop a website. Here, area registration that has been developed of the Microsoft as per their website. So when the code runs, it first goes to the area registration, which is under application underscore start. Here you can see the folder application underscore start. Here you can see filter, area registration, filter config, bundle config, root config, and bundle config. So bundle config, filter config, and root config. The identity config and startup.all.cs they have been specifically made to as their requirement. So the basic thing only comes here is the bundle, filter, and root config. In bundle config, it is used to create and register bundles for each CSS and JS files. By default, various bundles are added in this file, including jQuery, jQuery UI, validation, modernizer, and site CSS. There are these modernizers of fill, bootstrap, jQuery. It has been useful to they bundle it so that when the code runs, it is easy to minify and easy to load so that the performance increases for the website. When we develop the website on a large scale, so there are many files in the website and that time the bundles help. Next comes the filter config CS. So filter config are used to register global MVC filters like error filters, action filters, etc. By default, it contains handle error attribute. We will learn too deep into the coming session. Next comes the root config.cs. This is used to register various root patterns for ASP.NET MVC application. By default, one root is registered as the name as the default. So here the global.sh file says to go under root config.cs. So when this code finishes, it goes under the root config.css and under root.map it shows the controller, it informs the debugger that you should go to the controller name home, the action name is index to run the website. As you can see here, suppose I will type /home/ I is capital index, it will open the same. So by default, if suppose you mentioned it or not mention it, it will still open this one. Okay. So next part comes the content. Contents are like the folders, like when you create a static website. So in static website, you have some CSS file. So here by default, the website provides the content. Here you can change the name of the content, but would be useful to have the content folder. And here in this you can keep the whatever your CSS file are there. You can create a background image folder to contain, and you can store the background images in this folder. Next comes the controller. Here their default they have three controllers: home controller, account controller, and manage controller. So controller is responsible to process incoming requests. It receives input from users via the view, then processes the user's data with the model and passing the results back to the view. Basically, it acts as a coordinator between the view and the model. So this is the model and this is the view. So in simple terms, it is the logic that helps to communicate between model and view. So what is model and view? Let's come here. And the next folder is the font. They have just uploaded some images, leaf icon here. Models is a representation of a set of a classes that describes the business logic, thereby business model, as well as data access operations. It also defines business rules for data, means how the data can be changed and manipulated. So suppose if we go to the identity model.ph, it's a little bit confusing here. Okay. So here you can see that this is the model. We will in the deep we will know what are the data annotations and the generate, why it is used, this type of images, or we will have the deep knowledge further. They are very important. So basically, when you create a table in SQL Server, you provide whether it is an character, varchar, like that. So here you provide the string, the name, and the get set property system. So this all creates basically a table for verify code view model, forgot view model. So in that all the names will be there: code, return URL, pool, remember browser, remember v. So basically models are the data models. They have the concept of data in it. Now the part comes the views part. Views is basically a HTML part, .html file. In .NET MVC it comes with .cshtml. So basically here in MVC file uses an HTML file in the code. We can see the index page here for an example. In the top you can see that viewback.title homepage. What does that viewback.title homepage mean? It means this homepage, as you can see. Suppose we change it to homepage 1, control S, F5. If I see viewback.title homepage 1, here also it is shows that my ASP.NET that you would, that also comes from the layout pages under the view star. So basically it is an HTML pages. We will surely I will surely teach you that how to develop the website and the professional website, the designing pattern. Also the main part is the responsive. The website should be the responsive. So they have created these various sites. Now comes the part of global assets, as we have already gone through it. So they have been so startup.ts, it is dependent upon their website. Let's not confuse it over here. The web.config file, it is under in the .NET. You can see this file in any .NET application. Basically, it is useful for the configuration settings for the database, where your database is there, the address part. Then it has various app settings, various authentication levels are also mentioned in this. So all these things we will go one by one in the coming session. Here the references used are these are basically an .NET framework. Also this project is mainly built on. So here these references are there. When we start using the website, we will also be we also need to install these references one by one. The property basically gives you the information that what the website is, who develops the website, what is the version of the website. So MVC is very useful in corporate sector. If you are trying to switch to the MVC or trying to get a job in MVC, and also if you learn MVC, then it will be very easier for you to learn the .NET platform. So that's it. I guess I have gone with the basic structure of the MVC. Now let's stop the button and let's go to the new project. New project. Here we will be just creating a simple ASP.NET web application. Here we will be giving one name Pro website tutorial. Okay. So the location is given. Okay. We will select an empty here and this is empty and empty. So now basically it will just give us the folder of the controller attribute, and we need to create the project from the scratch. So in this next chapter, in the next tutorial, I will just show you that how to create a basic website, and the development part will be start from there. See, as you can see on my right side, the use folder are there. It's completely empty. There are no folders in it. As you can see, the app underscore start, it only comes under the root config file. There are no controllers, no views, nothing, and also you can see in the global.add only the root config file is mentioned. So this is an empty scratch website. So from this we will be developing the completely dynamic and with lot of models, lot of database that is useful, that is needed for you to gain some knowledge that will be useful for you in your studies or for cracking interview, or suppose you are stuck at some other point. also. So this is all about basic information needed to start to develop a professional website. You can ask me any questions in comment section and I will try to reach you soon with needed answer. Myself Ram signing off from this video and will be back on second video. Bye friends.